Hello students, welcome to the video lecture 3 on the topic fundamental concepts and definitions. So in the previous two classes we have studied what do you mean by thermodynamics, what are the different applications of thermodynamics, what do you mean by system, what do you mean by surroundings, boundary. What are the different types of systems? We have studied what do you mean by closed system, open system, isolated system. Then we have studied what do you mean by properties of the system. In that we have studied intensive property, extensive properties, specific properties. Then we have studied what do you mean by state of the system, what do you mean by equilibrium, types of equilibrium, and we have studied what do you mean by process, what is the path of the process, and we have studied quasi-static process as well as non-quasi-static process. So in the today's class we will study first what do you mean by diathermic wall and zeroth law of thermodynamics and some temperature concepts we will study. See, diathermic wall. So it is a wall or it is a boundary which allows energy, in the form of heat to transfer from one object to the another object. You can see here. So if this is a hot body, if it is a diathermic wall and this is a cold body, so this diathermic wall, it allows the heat to pass through this wall. That means passage of heat is permitted here. But it is not in the case of adiabatic wall. So passage of heat is not permitted here. It means this wall, adiabatic wall, it acts as an insulation. It does not allow the energy in the form of heat to flow from one object to the next object. Or this dithermic wall, it allows the heat flow into or out of the system. Whereas this adiabatic wall, it does not allow any heat to pass from this wall. So this is about what do you mean by dithermic wall and what do you mean by the adiabatic wall. So next we will study zeroth law of thermodynamics. So this zeroth law of thermodynamics, it is formulated and it is labeled by R.H. Fowler in 1931. So however its significance is realized after half a century after the formation of first and second laws of thermodynamics. So after formation of these first and second laws of thermodynamics, then R.H. Fowler, he formulated this zeroth law of thermodynamics. For that purpose, its name is called as the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Actually, it would have been at the beginning only. For that purpose, its name is called as the zeroth law of thermodynamics. So here, you can see here, if the two bodies A and B, if the two bodies A and B are separately in thermal equilibrium with third body C. If this body A is in thermal equilibrium, separately in thermal equilibrium with body C, and this body B is also in thermal equilibrium with body C, then if both A and B body, they are separately in thermal equilibrium with body C, then definitely A and B must be in thermal equilibrium with each other. You can see here, in between this A and B, it is a adiabatic wall here. It is a adiabatic wall and this is a dithermic wall. So dithermic wall means it allows the energy in the form of heat to flow from A to C. So as both the temperatures are same here, there is no any flow of heat because both are in thermal equilibrium with each other. When A is in thermal equilibrium with body C, similarly B is also in thermal equilibrium with body C, then definitely without coming into contact with body A and B, then we can tell that A is also in thermal equilibrium with body B. You can see here both A and B are separated from C through a dithermic wall which transfers through it. Or we can tell that if two bodies are in thermal equilibrium with a third body, then definitely they are also in thermal equilibrium with each other. Still, if I want to explain you in a broader way, if body A, it is measured in some location X or in another country in America, and body's B temperature, it is measured in India. If both the bodies A and B read the same temperature, then we will tell that both the bodies are in thermal equilibrium with each other, even if they are not in contact with each other. So by measurement of the thermometer, we are going to measure the body A, temperature of the body A in one location, and we are going to measure the temperature of the body B with thermometer in some location Y. When both the bodies, body A and body B, read the same temperature, then we will tell that both the bodies are in thermal equilibrium with each other, even if they are not in contact with each other. So this is about the zeroth law of thermodynamics. So next we are going to study some concept of temperature. So usually the temperatures are measured with the help of thermometers, you know it. So two marks are made on the thermometer to indicate the positions of lower fixed point, that is 0 degree centigrade, and upper fixed point 100 degree centigrade. So lower fixed point means it is 0 degree centigrade, that means ice is melting ice here. So upper fixed point on the thermometer, it will be 100 degrees centigrade, that means the boiling water. So the boiling point of water, it is called as the 100 degrees centigrade, and the melting point or the melting point of ice, or where water is converted into, starts to convert into ice, it is called as the 0 degree centigrade. Now we can see here we are having some four scales, different types of temperature measuring scales. So one is Celsius scale, it is also called a centigrade scale. Another one is Kelvin scale, Fahrenheit scale, a Rankine scale. So for in the thermometers or on the Celsius scale, so lowest point is 0 degree centigrade, where pure water freezes here, it starts to freeze, and where pure water boils, it is 100 degrees centigrade on the Celsius scale. So if you come to the Kelvin scale, so 273 Kelvin, it is where pure water freezes, and 373 Kelvin where pure water starts to boil. You can see here another one, minus 273 degrees centigrade, where molecular motion ceases at absolutely zero, at absolute zero temperature. It means where molecular motion is completely stopped at this temperature. There is no any molecular motion, vibration. Everything is calm, quiet. No any vibrations, no any energy transfer is taking place at this temperature. Even for Kelvin, for 0 Kelvin, molecular motion, it is completely stopped here. And for Fahrenheit scale, at minus 460 degrees centigrade, minus 460 degree Fahrenheit, and 32 degree Fahrenheit and 212 degree for Fahrenheit is the scale for a pure water where freezes and where water boils here. So here for Celsius scale, you can see from 0 to 100, 100 divisions are made here on each scale. So here also 100 divisions are made. So here 180 divisions are made from 0, that is lower point to the higher point, from lower fixed point to the higher fixed point. 180 divisions are made here. So here you can see here for Rankine cycle also at a zero Rankine where molecular motion completely is stopped, for 492 Rankine where pure water freezes, and for 672 degree Rankine where pure water starts to boil here. So now this is the thermodynamic temperature scale. So here we have taken some three trials. It is trial 1, trial 2, trial 3, like that way. So on the y-axis we have measured, we have plotted the pressures, and on the x-axis we have measured, we have written some temperatures, that is 0, 100 degrees centigrade, 200 degrees centigrade, on the left side minus 100 degree, 200, minus 273, 300, like that way. So you can see here, we can take any one trial here. So when the temperature, when we decrease the temperature of the gas, that is when we start cooling the gas, its pressure goes on decreasing. You can see here, this is the pressure. So this is a trial 1. I can start from here or I can start from here. So when we start decreasing the temperature of the gas, that is when we start cooling the gas, then the pressure of that gas goes on decreasing. So when the temperature goes on decreasing, the pressure also starts decreasing. You can see here. So when the temperature of the gas goes on decreasing at a certain point or a level, this gas is converted into liquid. So when gas is converted into liquid, now we cannot apply here the gas laws, because we have the scale of pressure which is increased from 0 to 1 atmospheric pressure or about it. Suppose if the gas is not converted into liquid, already I have told you, when the temperature of the gas goes on decreasing at a certain level, the gas is converted into liquid. Suppose if the gas is not converted into liquid and still if we go on decreasing the temperature of the gas, when the pressure will be 0, then we can always find extending this link, then we can find extending this link till it intersects the zero pressure line, till it intersects the zero pressure line. At this point we will find the temperature as minus 273.15 degrees centigrade. The pressure of the gas here, it will become 0. By kinetic theory, we will come to know that when the pressure will become 0, when movement of all the atoms become 0 and no particle is moving in order to create any pressure, the temperature at that time, or the temperature is not able to give any energy to the atom here. That is why at minus 273.16 degree, the molecules stops vibrating. Everything becomes calm and quiet at this temperature, because there is no any energy. When we go on decreasing the temperature of the gas like that way only. So here if it is not converted into liquid, still we go on decreasing the temperature of the gas, and it will reach at one temperature. That temperature it is called as minus 273.15, or where the pressure is absolutely 0, means where no movement of the atoms, everything is stopped, no particle is moving, no any momentum. At that time means the atoms become 0, no energy, and we cannot go lower than that, because at that point pressure has become 0. Still we cannot go lower than this, because here the pressure itself has become 0, the temperature has become lowest, because energy is 0 here. Energy cannot be negative. We cannot create lower than this. This is the lowest temperature in the world, in the earth, minus 273.15 degrees centigrade. The energy is zero. It has absolutely pressure is zero here. So when energy reaches zero, that means motion of all the atoms becomes zero, pressure is zero, energy is zero, and that temperature we will call it as absolute zero temperature. So already in the previous scale we have shown you boiling point temperature of the water, lower where water starts to freeze and where molecular motion is completely ceased. So this is the temperature on the Celsius scale, minus 273.15, or you can tell it as a 0 Kelvin. 0 Kelvin you can tell, or in the Fahrenheit we can call for that temperature for Fahrenheit is minus 460 degree Fahrenheit, where molecular motion is completely stopped.